I like to teach people how to work psychologically with their own material, and I also like to have people do partner work because we all need support, and I believe we need each other, and that wounds that occurred in relationship, a lot of our relational wounding, requires and is benefited by relational healing. So I like to engage a lot of partner work. People always have an option whether they want physical contact or not, but even just being witnessed and having someone available to support them. And for example, we, in yoga classes, the competitive mind is always at play, or the comparative mind. So often we push ourselves to places where we think the pose should look, or everyone who does yoga, even if we swear we're not going to do it, people have a lot of awareness of what's going on around them. And in this type of work, I really invite people to start to experience their yoga from the inside out. So we might go into a pose, even a pose that's challenging, and back out. So again, this is the titration. Back out significantly to the point where we are no longer feeling any of the strain of the pose, but we can still perceive the psychological, psychophysiological imprint of the pose. And from there, when we're not under the stress, when we're not under the stress of the edge, because whenever we're under an edge of survival or pushing ourselves to our limits, we don't have the psychological space to explore. So we back way out of our edge. And then we use psychological inquiry, and Somatic Experiencing has this wonderful model. It's called SciBAM, and we start to look at S is for the sensations, the images, the behaviors, the affect, the memories. So we start to explore the contents of the contracted places in our body.
We're going to practice resourcing through asana.
So in many yoga classes, the only tool that we're given, because of course most yoga teachers don't have the chance to get their degrees in psychology and somatic trainings. All of our lives are full. And that's why I like to do these mini intensive trainings, so that people don't have to do a whole degree program, but they can still get a whole set of tools. But instead of just asking people to breathe with something, or to be kind with what they find within themselves, or they have the option to go into child's pose, here we have the option with each other and in a context of a group to actually discover what is inside of the locked chambers of our body, what is inside of the tension. One more example I'll give you is that very, very often there's a question asked by people, not only in a yoga class, but in a therapy room, in life, saying, how do I know I have this pain, it's ongoing, a chronic neck pain, a chronic back pain? How do I know if it's physical, or if it's psychological, or if it's psychosomatic? Right? It's a very common question, because depending on what it is, influences the kind of treatment that we want to get. One thing that I do believe is that most pain has a psychosomatic component to it, because even if it's not the pain itself, our response to the pain. If we have a chronic pain, often there's a response, oh, I wish it wasn't there, this shouldn't be here. How come I don't do the right kinds of exercises, right? There's a contraction around the pain that actually influences the pain. But that aside, instead of just being able to wonder, is this psychological, is this trauma, is this physical? Now we have a set of tools to actually go into some of those places and discover. Yoga offers one doorway, and the somatic experiencing and these somatic technologies offer another, but we can actually go into the body by going in gently and knowing how to ask, how to listen, and also not feeling like we're supposed to be blocking the contents of our mind, but actually that the locked images and memories and sensations are speaking to us through our through our mind. They're revealing themselves.
So I'm going to give some instruction here. I want you to stay in this, but I want you to pick another more active asana that would also feel good, but might be some more effort, so we can apply the same principle.
So when we go into our body and we apply the somatic inquiry, if we don't find anything, not that we're going to get a black and white answer, but then we can rule out, like, oh, this is a physical strain. Maybe I'm sleeping poorly. But other times we go in and right away with the right kind of instruction and skillfulness and kindness and support, all of a sudden the body just starts unwinding and the trauma's there. But of course, we don't want to start exploring that in a context that isn't safe, and that's why I'm more of a workshop context, and where there's people of skilled psychological background is often at least the place to begin to do that until you gain the skills and confidence to take it into your own practice, which I totally encourage and empower people to do.